that, James. Here, still one. You want extra table. Don't worry about it. I know what.
Hey guys, mic check for live shot. Can you hear us? Can you? Okay, cool. We're about to throw us up on the live stream in just 2 seconds. 10-4.
Just go with it right now.
Yeah, all right, guys. Hey, so we just told you about a fire that was started here just a few minutes ago. We are off Bell Terrace, right off Wilson and Baldwin, which is the street that runs just adjacent to us. As you can see here, someone obviously lives in this house. You have an RV here, and this fire broke out in what looks to be a back house. Firefighters been on scene here for now about 25 minutes. As you can see, working out to put out hot spots that have been happening here. But I'm going to get out of the way so we can check out what's going on. This is a second alarm fire, meaning fire engines from all across Bakersfield have responded to this fire to help put this out. On our way here from our station downtown, we're able to see smoke, and on my way here, able to see quite a few people who were noticing this large fire. As you can see in the center of your screen there, firefighters working to actively put out these hot spots that is throwing out quite a bit of smoke. So if you are downtown, if you are in the southwest side of town, you are definitely seeing this smoke coming from this house. Again, we are off Baldwin Drive. That is just off Ming Avenue, between Ming Avenue and Bell Terrace, just about two and a half blocks north of Valley Plaza Mall. And as you can imagine, getting to this fire for firefighters was quite a bit of a challenge, just given the time of day and traffic getting out here. But as we mentioned, no, this is a pretty good perspective here. You can see how big this property is, with fire still burning right in front of us here in what believes to be looks like some kind of building that they knocked down. But this is a large property. Firefighters, I can see them through the smoke there, a good 50 yards away. And this fire has consumed trees on this property. This fire has consumed some kind of back house in this area, and firefighters working to put out the hot spots right now. We can get the battalion chief here. Sir, can we get a little information from you?
Right now, we're going to have you guys move out to the street for a while, and we'll send either myself or Danny out there, and we'll talk to you.
Okay. Well, we're going to head out under what looks to be police escort here. We're going to head out to the street. So we were in the back area of this house that's just burned. Noe, let's grab our gear here. I'll follow you out, Noe, if you can get...
Grab that. Grab it for me, sir?
Yeah, thanks, man. Police actually helping us get out of this area. As we mentioned, firefighters still making an aggressive attack on this fire that started just about 2:45 p.m. We're going to go out to the street here, and you'll see just the response that was brought in for this fire. Firefighters still making their way back here to this back house to help fight this fire. Started about 2:45, just off Baldwin Drive. Several residents reporting this fire, and they're standing by and watching what the firefighters are doing. As we mentioned, and you could see from that last vantage point, firefighters working on a pretty large property here. This is a good half-acre sized property that several trees were burning in the back, and that obviously made an obstacle for firefighters. As just before we left our post here, we could see clearly that several trees were on fire, as well as what looked to be some kind of outhouse or back house area that was burning. So we're going to take you out to the street here. As you can see, just the response. This is a 2-alarm fire. Thank you, sir. A 2-alarm fire that happened just before 2:45. Firefighters, along with police, are on scene here, just pretty much in mop-up stages. But you can see the firefighters who just left this fire moments ago. And as we mentioned, to give you a better perspective of where we're standing, this house doesn't appear to be damaged. It's what's behind this house that appears. No, maybe we could walk up to this fence here. That appears to have taken the most hit in this fire. When we were coming out here, we heard multiple structures on fire, and as you can see, that garage there that they were able to spare, it looks like, and perhaps the reason they were calling this a multiple unit fire was that there are several back areas back there that were burning, and that really appeared to be what created the biggest hurdle for them to fight this blaze. As we mentioned, it appears the fire has been knocked down. Before we were asked to move from the back property here off Baldwin Drive, you could see some parts of that back area were smoldering, as well as the trees and smoke, obviously, a big part of this fire. As we were heading here from downtown Bakersfield, 21st and Union, you could see smoke clearly out towards the southwest part of town. And as I was getting to the scene, people were stopping near Ming Avenue, near the Valley Plaza, as the smoke was really in the height of the fire there, as smoke was coming off of this building. So firefighters obviously taking rest here, the ones who presumably were first on scene to battle this blaze. Still firefighters grabbing their tools and going out to the back to mop up these hot spots and areas that are still burning. As you can see, Noe, if you push in a little bit there, that gives you an idea to the left of this garage that the second structures, they call them when they get to a scene and they see a structure that may be on fire, they want to make sure that it doesn't spread. And obviously, as you can see there, this fire was presenting a danger to adjacent buildings off to the left and also the right. We saw an RV back there, which someone owns on this property. So there was a lot of stuff around this fire when it burned. And obviously firefighters, when they get to this scene, they try to identify what's going to spread and what they can contain. And it appears, as you can see, this house in the forefront of this property on Baldwin Drive was spared, but the areas behind it, obviously not as lucky. As we pull back here, a pretty active scene here, firefighters. We can see several police officers on scene. As we mentioned, this is a 2-alarm fire, so they will call in reinforcements from Bakersfield City. I only see city firefighters here. This is really in the heart of Bakersfield City. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 engines, as well as a battalion chief and several Bakersfield police officers who have helped assist with traffic on this scene. Residents still coming through an active scene as this fire broke out just about 40 minutes ago in the south part of Bakersfield. It appears all is calm now. Someone assisting someone, you can see in the forefront of that shot there, someone in the front yard who's been making an eye on what happened here. Yeah, we're going to go around here. As we mentioned, this fire, you're moving our post here to get a better idea of what may have started. We see a family that has gathered, and they are pointing out to firefighters what they saw. That's Battalion Chief right there in the center of your screen who makes the calls. Yeah. Obviously, several battalion chiefs are on scene here telling us that they'll be ready to address the media here in a second. And we'll stand by with you, wait for the official word from Battalion Chief. It appears, yeah, that's Danny Brown, Battalion Chief for Bakersfield Fire. We're going to make our way back to where he's at to get the official cause of this fire, how many units responded. And it appears, we'll presume, thankfully, the family, their home was spared, but their back area was not. So, again, we're going to listen in right here. We're going to bring you this impromptu press conference live with Battalion Chief Danny Brown, Bakersfield City Fire Department. Sir, you good? Wait for one more. All the media is now ready, and we are get some information here.
Truck 41.
Okay. All right, gang, we ready? Everybody rolling? It's Battalion Chief Danny Brown, Bakersfield City Fire.
What happened?
At 2:51 this afternoon, we got a call for a reinforced alarm for a residential structure fire. First arriving crews on scene, we found multiple structures burning. It was being pushed by wind. By the time we had knocked down, there were four structures that were damaged, 2 of them heavily by fire. Right now, we have no reports of any injuries, and we're in mop-up phase right now.
You talk about the wind. Obviously, we were back there, and you could see there were still some hot spots, and that was the wind was really fueling that. Is that kind of a challenge on this? And there's been other fires today too, right? That have been breaking out.
Yeah, we've had a slight breeze this afternoon. These lots are very deep. There's all kinds of debris back there, just lots of stuff. So we had things that was fueling the fire on top of being pushed by the wind also.
And obviously, we've heard about defensible space for rural residents. Would you have any advice for people? Obviously, we were back there, and there's a lot of stuff back there. Does that help you guys when you get to a scene like this, if you have a space to get back there and help fight a fire?
Yeah, absolutely. a property like this, these are horse properties. This is an old county island. So yeah, it's just like you were in Tehachapi or Golden Hills. You would need to have defensible space in order, so if it gets in the grass like what this did, it doesn't have fuel to run.
Any idea what sparked it at this point?
We don't right now. Our investigators are on scene, and they are interviewing witnesses right now.
Did you have to evacuate anybody?
We did. Some of the neighbors evacuated 2 children from one of the back houses that was heavily damaged, and our investigators are talking to those witnesses right now.
Second alarm?
It went 2 alarms, yes.
Thank you, sir. Good for me. Anyways, we were just talking, pull away here from Battalion Chief Danny Brown here at this scene. Again, this is a house fire that happened on Baldwin Drive just about 2:45 this afternoon. That's right about 2 blocks north of Valley Plaza Mall. An interesting point he brought up, and one that my photographer and I saw as we made our way to the back area of this house. There was a lot of debris and a lot of things in the way. As firefighters, we saw them pulling up different structures and getting things out of the way as they went to attack this fire that started, as we heard the battalion chief, in some sort of grass area. So a good advice, a good reminder to people who live in these kind of sub-rural areas of Kern County that aren't Tehachapi or Fraser Park, that you can create some sort of defensible space in your backyards should an event like this happen. Obviously, this house has some old trees here that are on property, and several of those burned in the back. So a good reminder, and what seems to be the storyline of this fire that they were able to contain is have some space where firefighters can get back there, because we saw multiple crews going in on either side, and as you can see, neighbors too living right next door with different things that are cluttered into the back of these yards that would help firefighters in a situation like this. We are going to wrap up our live stream here in just a few minutes. We'll leave you with the scene here as firefighters continue to mop up after this fire again broke out at 2:45 p.m., a 2-alarm fire in South Bakersfield right near Valley Plaza Mall. We're going to have more information on our website. That's turnto23.com. You can also download our mobile and tablet devices, so in future instances like this, we'll actually send out a push alert notice that you can get directly to your mobile or tablet phone, and we'll get you information quickly. And because we presumably know that there were questions when people saw this smoke coming from all parts of town driving today, you'll get a push alert on your phone which will alert you to what's going on. You can download that by going to your app store. And again, we'll have more information on this coming up tonight on 23 ABC News at 5. I will see you there. Reporting now live in South Bakersfield, Tim Callahan, 23 ABC.